No joke at the beginning of the video, because holy fucking shit, we are in for some good toy action, baby. The creme of the creme of Transformers as of right now. Let's get into it. But before we get into the figure, let's check out the box. And here we go, baby, in fucking leader class. I have to say, this box is amazing. One of the best artworks for Prime in a very long time. Jeez, that guy just looks so smooth. And if that's what we're fucking waiting for, or no, in for, I think Earthrise is looking up. It's weird that he has a scar on his right eye. I wonder why, how he gets that. Coming to the back, we get some beautiful shots of him, and you can see right there, I think they were going for a G1 toy vibe for a good bit before they changed his eyes to blue. He had yellow eyes as the first toy, the first Optimus Prime toy that came out in the 80s. And also that part is in blue, and we'll get into it later. And I also have to say, goddamn, look how many things you can do with this fucking guy. Same Earthrise artwork as always. So I first have to say, holy shit, we have done it. We have finally got to a place to retail fucking Transformers that look like masterpieces. And if you don't believe me, wait, and I don't know about you, there is a very of similar similarities to these guys. This guy cost, I think, me 180 to buy, maybe 120. I think, yeah, 120 to buy. And no, yeah, 120 to buy. And this guy was $50, I think. 2020 might be a bad year for everyone else, but right now Transformers is at its best. Right now Transformers is at its fucking golden year. And looking to the next, like, things that come after this, holy shit, I really have to question the masterpiece line. It might be just you're paying for a larger figure, and that's it, and a little bit more of die-cast. I hit the mic, sorry. But before I ramble on and about this, how this figure just looks like a masterpiece, like a small masterpiece, let's get into its sculpt. Now, getting into this figure sculpt, I do have to say, this head sculpt isn't the head sculpt that originally came with this figure. This is the regular Siege Optimus Prime head sculpt. I merely changed it out because the Earthrise head sculpt does not have silver between the eyes. And if you don't know what I mean, here is the Siege Optimus Prime, and if you look onto his eyes, there's no silver between his eyes. At first I really didn't care about it, but it slowly got to me, and I kept seeing how good the Earthrise Prime looked with the Siege head sculpt, and I kind of just looked on Mark III for a really cheap Siege Optimus Prime. Hey, you might even find a one for like $10 that is broken. As long as the head sculpt is fine, you're golden. The only reason you're gonna buy this Siege Optimus, if you're gonna do this, is just for the head. So you're just making sure the head sculpt is complete. But here is the Earthrise head sculpt, done very nicely, but does not have that silver between the eyes. It is more metallic than the regular Siege one. The regular Siege one is just a matte plastic blue. You can see it matches the legs and the hands. Going to the chest is done very nicely. I do have to say, this model is very G1 accurate. It is wicked G1 accurate. It looks basically like that version popped out the screen and became, like a real person, but actually the G1 version of Optimus Prime. The chest titties, the window titties, done awesomely. A little bit mess up of the paint there, but I don't really care. People been saying about a little bit bubbles on his chest, but just that's like a thing you can do if you see this guy in a store. If you see one that bubble in the chest and you don't like that, just find another one. At the beginning when this guy came out, it was pretty hard to find, but now right about now you can find them at almost any Walmart you go at. And also Double Dealer, they kind of came together with 2 leader classes that kind of sticking around. Coming to the arm, this the left arm first. That Autobot logo is not the logo it came with. I'll put up the logo he came with, and also I think the logo is about the exact same as the Siege logo, just very dull. I didn't really like that much. I got this sticker from I think a model kit, a model kit, and it does work very nicely. It works with a lot of his bright colors. His arm is done incredibly well. It is blocky, it is very G1, and exactly how we imagine, or I imagine, Optimus Prime all around. Very good sculpting, not too much. I like the little rivets, the tiny little rivets. The back is kind of flat, but that's okay. Inside is done very well, like circuits and everything. Back of the shoulder is awesome, and everything right here is almost the same, besides the left shoulder of his, no, the right shoulder of him. He has just this different design because the Autobot logo had to be printed on this side, but everything else is like the exact same on the left arm as in the right arm. Coming down to his stomach, Jesus Christ, look at the difference, people. Look at the difference. They went with a fully metallic little grill abs and side window sides instead of just silver and white around. I really like that change, and I like how it comes almost in like a diagonal. This one is just like straight up, you can see. And then this is something I think they took from the Masterpiece version, because the Masterpiece version also does a diagonal ab thingy. Not much around his little love handles, or little sides love handles. Much not sculpting, nothing really pops out. Around his crotch area is the iconic little lights and thing. I'm really glad they did a yellow. I really wish they had the yellow there. I don't know why they took it off. I guess you can do it yourself, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I do like how they have that little strap of blue on his crotch right there. Matches the Masterpiece version, definitely. Going down to his thigh, I think they did reuse that thigh. Sorry, I hit the mic again. They did use the thigh. Oh no, they did reuse the thigh, and they kept some of the mold. No, they actually redid the whole mold of the thigh. It's a little bit busy. On the front here, you can see he has the gas canisters on his thigh. They are silver metallic, and I hit the mic again. His hands are awesomely painted, and you see that? Ooh, you know I'm gonna cream when we get to fucking articulation. Coming down to his thigh, you can see again the Siege. They did take a good amount in Siege, and a lot of people have been questioning why is this little thing here, because they just reused the legs. Basically, the legs are almost exactly the same. At least the front are. They used a more actually metallic for these little grills here, instead of just leaving it as gray plastic. Side profile, I like how they full-blown letting the tires out, and the tires look really good. That silver rim is awesome. the back profiles of both of them. They cleaned it up. They got rid of this disgusting little back flap he has and completely reworked it. Totally a new back, and there's almost nothing here that is the same on each figures. And then it's all, of course, there's an arm thing. They got rid of these weird fucking arm flaps at first. Nothing no one really cared about, because this is, and actually before he came out, this is one of the best version of Optimus Prime, and now this is, and look how clean those arms are. Look, Jesus, I have to admit, this guy has basically no kibble besides that back, that tire fanny pack, but I can live with it. I can totally live with it. And now that went on to way too long. And now let's get onto the accessories, which is gonna take long too. God damn. And here is all of his accessories, and holy crap, I don't think people are gonna be still bitching about how Vortro class figures and just make them into leader classes but with more accessories. But holy shit, if we get this and more of this, I'll gladly buy $50 worth of a figure if it comes like this. But I'm trying to stop myself before going on a more of a tangent of this figure. Here is his, I guess, a plasma, I forgot what it's called, ion blaster, and I really love how thick it is. In 1 minute, let me just find Siege's version of this. Okay, I couldn't find Siege's version of the ion blaster, but I did find the 35th anniversary version of Optimus Prime's Iron Blaster, and I much more like the thicker of Iron Blaster. It makes it look more menacing and more like it's gonna pack a punch. I'm very glad they didn't go with anything hollow for his weapon, because it would really look kind of weakly if you just had this amazing figure and a hollow weapon, or they just gave it this again. I would probably be really pissed if they gave it this again. But look at this Ion Blaster. It is amazing. It's a totally different Ion Blaster than the Siege version. From every aspect, everything's different, and I love the metallic they use for this Ion Blaster. This dark metallic. Oof. And before we get to look at more of his accessories, I just want to take a quick look at this is Masterpiece MP10 version of Optimus Prime's blaster. It kind of looks just the same as the Siege version, but like not hollow. And this is cool, but I like this thick one way much better. It just looks fucking awesome. I do have to say, they did kind of mix the two together, because you can collapse this and make it a little smaller than it is. And also this one, they did take some liberties from the Masterpiece version. And oh baby, here it is, the fucking matrix of leader chips. Let's get it out of his chest real quick. I learned if you wiggle it a little more, then if you have some nails, you can easily get it out. And this matrix of leadership is very small, but done very well. I love how it's all painted with the like that light bronze and the silver. Keep hitting him. There is a port in the back that you can add some effects pieces to. So there you go, you can add the effects pieces to, like the Matrix is shooting a blast or something. I don't have any of the blue ones or any of the color ones that are not orange. So it really doesn't look like the Matrix is unleashing its full power, and you can get that classic scheme of him, pulling it apart and checking out of his chest and everything. Ooga booga, why am I keep hitting the mic? It's very simple, and I'm really glad how this can fit in him and he can transform normally. And I'm gonna compare this to, if I can get it out again, Masterpiece version of the leader the matrix of leadership. I do have to say, to open his chest, don't go from the windows, go from the sides, because you don't want to mess up that paint. Just stick your fingers slowly in there, just hit that side and wait for it cracks open. And here they are together. They're basically the same thing. This one's just made out of die-cast metal, and this one is made out of plastic, but they basically look at the exact same thing. I just wanted to compare them because, you know, some people might want them. I think of you. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Last but not least, we have his motherfucking trailer. And again, oof, they hit out of the park. This is very, very nice. I think this is a very G1 accurate of the toy, of how it looked on the side. Definitely the little circle there, and then how the Autobot logo goes. I think it was actually sticker. The other time, other people were like, oh, it's not white enough, but I'm fine with it. As you can see, the trailer can hold itself up easily, just like the Masterpiece version can. You can do these little stealth things, and it can roll pretty easily without of it. Oh no, not without it. The wheels are done very nicely. Coming from the back, you have some like not painted headlights, and I like how it looks like a door. There is a function about it that people don't like. I don't know why they keep giving Optimus Prime a shield. The Siege version did it too with the axe shield thing, but at least it was an axe, so we had that. But now it's just a fucking shield. I don't know why. And also, if you can also have hoist. If you have hoist, you can have the thing at the back of his truck hook onto this, and you can pull it from the backwards. And not really liking it. Exact same on the other side, and the front is blank. Now the money shot. Oh, oof. And here is the interior of the trailer. It's done very, very amazingly. I probably made amazing a shit ton in this video. Like, holy fuck. You get the little repair bot that has three points of articulation, one on the top right here, a bend right here, and a bend on its like body. On camera, this gray looks darker, but it's actually a little bit more light than it actually is on camera. It's done very well, sculpting on the interior. Actually, there's some toy hacks stickers that really spiff this up if you really want to upgrade this trailer. But I do have to say, this looks a lot like the Masterpiece version again. And here is the Masterpiece version of the trailer. It comes with a little more things like the Energon axe. This is actually blue. This should be blue, but it's not blue. It was showing blue in the pictures, but it's not blue. The holder for his ion blaster, and 2 seats, and some and a little repair crane thing. It seems like Hasbro is really buffing up their game. Open up like this, it can carry 2 other Autobots on the sides here, and maybe one right here. Maybe if you get really small guys, then maybe the new Netflix Bumblebee, and fucking Cliff Jumper, and maybe Drift, not Drift. Yeah. Who's the else small one? Maybe a fucking Wheeljack too. Maybe Wheeljack, then you can put a Bumblebee and a Cliff Jumper on the sides there. But normally you would fit 2 other bots in the trailer. If you close it up, it would probably only fit Wheeljack or Bumblebee in there. And a lot of people say this is they don't like this, but hey, on this size, yes, the size is a little bit too small for the Optimus. It should be way bigger than him. They did everything really good, so I'm not going to complain that much about the trailer being too small. The trailer does have a feature which you can do. You can put Optimus right in the middle of the trailer. and have him getting prepared or repaired just like the G1 toy did back in the days of the 80s. Oof. Yeah, when you put them like this, it really brings it all together. I do have to say. And holy shit, accessories went for a long time. Let's get into the paint. And the paint is just, you know, on the face paint, the eyeballs, the top here, the silver on his little sides and the abs, the silver around the windows, the yellow on his crotch area, the metallic blue for the hands. The legs are not casted in the metallic blue. The silver for the rims of the reels, the silver for the gas drums, and that is about it. Actually, no, the silver for the arms here, and the silver for his smokestacks. And look at that, I made it short. Yay! So for the joints for this figure, it looks like the figure. The joints are great. They're tight. They're not too loose and not too tight. They're just right. Even on the knees here, it's awesome. That's what we want. The head is with the siege head. The joint on it is a little bit too tight for, you know, my comfort, but I don't think it will never break. Definitely turning his head feel weird because it's not supposed to go on that specific ball joint, because I think the hole is too small for the ball joint and it's a little bit too weird, but it fits because you just push it a little bit. I do have to say, if you're gonna take that head off, just lift his head up a little bit and slowly turn and provide force, and it should pop off. Alright, it's scaring me now, so I'm not gonna do that. But it pops off, trust me. The earthrise head does pop off pretty easily, but I'm not gonna pop off the siege head sculpture. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. It's stuck on there now, fuck. Just look at that, I did it off camera. It does come off, as you can see here. This is the siege head and everything, and it just boop, pops off. Pops on very nicely there. Nice sound. So for the articulation, you do have that ball joint at the head. Of course, it's being siege, it's a little bit tight, but it does just do a regular job as a ball joint. Going 360, looking up that far and looking down that far. Arm does a full 360. Arm can come out this much. Bicep swivel. And wrist articulation. And god motherfucking damn, they did it. They finally did it. You crazy son of a bitch, Hasbro, you did it. You gave an Optimus Prime hand articulation at this fucking size. Holy fucking shit. Why is this not on every figure? I don't fucking know, but it just makes him more special because he's Optimus fucking Prime. And I love you, Hasbro. This is fucking awesome. It's just, oof, all the pictures from this guy giving him our hand articulation, and it's great. Fucking great. There is race articulation, but it does get stopped by the back titties. But the back, the tire backpack, if you want, you can totally take this back of this off and you have a full 360. And I be honest with you, I think they did this on purpose because they didn't fully mold this, or like a full circle around the peg here, the pin here. I think this is on purpose, but I wouldn't advise you doing this a lot. I've seen people saying it does make it very loose if you do it often. He can kick out that far and that far in. I do like what they did here is they segmented the crotch so it's different. So unlike the Masterpiece version, he can't lift up his leg as far as he can. And same thing with the Siege, he cannot lift up his leg that far. There is a thigh swivel and a more than 90 motherfucking degrees at the knee. I love how the knee is sculpted differently than the Siege version. Just like plain plastic, it actually looks like wires and maybe, shit going on in there. At the calf here, no articulation, but at the feet, I don't think there's anything different than this. Yeah, it's the exact same feet, exact same articulation at the ankle. So as you saw, the posing for this guy is extraordinary. He can probably pull up any pose you put him in, and for a Transformer you can really just, and yeah, he pulls him to fucking drop dead. Now let's move on to the transformation. Here is Optimus Prime in his flat nose, iconic red truck with the trailer, and Jesus, man, oof. I'm not gonna transform MP10 or the Siege because it's like 1 and I need sleep. I have a test tomorrow. Here he is. I actually just put up MP10 just to show this the comparison, in the Siege version, just to show the comparison. As you can see, it is an amazing sculpt. Actually, there's also another thing you can do with the gun. If you take the gun and you fold it over, take the truck out and put the gun in here, it can fit inside of there with the trailer on. I think it looks stupid, so I don't do that. I'm fine with the little gap between his arms. It's really isn't nothing. If you do want to store the gun while he's in that mode, you can flip it out again, and any of these ports right here will work. The port on the side, boop, and it closes very well. And back on Prime. God damn, man. God fucking damn. This figure is fucking amazing. And I did miss a thing in the transformation. You can just pull out these gas tanks right here, and it looks really good in the truck mode. I'm sorry I didn't miss that. And again, it's late. I'm sorry. Here is G1 Bumblebee. NECA Godzilla vs. King Kong. MP10 here. And also I just wanted to throw in Siege Prime, just have them just next to each other, just with the arms down normally. And my next review, oh baby it's a boy, Skylinks. And my overall or final thoughts, don't even question yourself. Unless, like, if you have the money, go get this guy. And if you're a Transformers fan, you probably really have it. This guy rocked the fucking world when it came out. It completely blew everyone away and really, really got everyone excited what's next for the season slash fucking earthrise slash kingdom line. What is gonna be new? You know, baby, we got those leaks and those fucking new figures. Oh, we know this is not the high point. There's gonna be more. Oof. I'll say, yeah, you have a great day, and you know, chill out with Prime. I think this is the first time I ended the video on a good note. Fuck off.
Now this is really a nicer sound.
Fucking drug shit. Yeah. Do the drug. Yeah. Yo. Straight from the desert, Queens. Leave you sleeping on the mezzanine. Like you Lincoln, and switch it to a desert scene. Often heard, but this motherfucker seldom seen. I'm throwing blows while you waiting for the bell to ring. Drug smoking, razors make the pasta sweet. Slumped over when the barrel in your pasture meat. Stay lean like some motherfucking ostrich meat. You full of shit, it's time to get a colonoscopy. Scissor kicks, dick suck from Miss Elizabeth. Lex Luger arms, 4 in the morning in the dark with the computer on.